The voices of our high country leaders became the soundtrack of our community response, connecting people and businesses to resources and presenting the facts about what we were being asked to do remained valuable currency. Those community connectors provided normalcy, a consistent face and voice to share the news of the minute, and provided reassurance. Our most trusted connectors saw their roles expanded to engage new audiences and to help make sure everyone had access to what their families needed to survive the pandemic impact. Our 2020 Baker Jones Woman of the Year Award winner brought her everyday skills to even greater heights as she worked to provide comfort and stability to so many. Blue Ridge Energy and Appalachian Regional Healthcare System invite you to feel the impact of Yolanda Adams.
So my typical day starts me working for Watauga County Schools. That's my full-time job there. But I also have freelance contracts with different agencies in the county. So I work and serve DSS and Child Protection Services. I also work closely with Daymark and the Children's Advocacy Center. So my main role with the school system is to provide resources for community as a family resource coordinator. When I think specifically having about a language barrier, I think it's almost like having a word in black and white. You go into a place where you're in need of something, and then you come into that barrier that you don't know exactly how you can explain what you need. So for example, like to keep it a little bit like in a comical way, just thinking a child going to wish upon what they want for Christmas, and they sit in Santa's lap and they realize they cannot communicate their need. That is very frustrating. Now, when you bring it to real life, it's even more impacting. We're talking about wanting to know exactly what how your child is doing in school and not being able to really know how's it going. So being that bridge and being able to help those that have that barrier in between, it is one of my biggest privilege, because no one should ever have fear about being able to communicate their needs or being able to get what they need in order to be successful. Personal relationships for me are key for everything. I don't think either parties can be successful if there's not a personal relationship in between. So like talking about like law enforcement, that was one of my main goals, to build that bridge of creating this personal relationship between law enforcement and our Latino community, for example. It was so unknown, even for law enforcement, how to maneuver the Latino community, how to approach them, what was the right way, what was the wrong way, why when there is a traffic stop, maybe law enforcement was not sure why maybe a Latino person doesn't look at them directly to the eye. Simple things like this. So when you build that relationship and you make both parties be in understanding, and there is education and there is trust, and there is a communication, then that relationship starts to build up.
Her work extends far beyond just what happens in schools. She's helping families navigate driver's licenses or public benefits, or looking for jobs, or working through issues with the federal government. She's even worked closely with families when families experience a death and need to work across international borders between governments. For many families in our community and our school system, Yolanda is the resource to help navigate a wide range of different systems and barriers and obstacles that otherwise they wouldn't be able to navigate.
The families that I work with have become like my family. This year has been extremely hard, not just, for me, it has been extremely hard, I think, for every single person in the world, but here is, I think that my drive is to provide for the needs of those who are in immediate need for something. So on those hard days, I'm a woman of faith. I always go to that first. And then after that is just, what can I do today to make somebody's problem go away? This is a perfect moment to be educated on so many issues like racial issues and everything that have been so like under the table. Nobody wants to talk about it because there are difficult topics to talk about. So this is, this is the time that I have, talked to my families when we have had the meetings and workshops that we do and everything. The main thing that I want to do is like, I will be your interpreter or translator for the rest of your life if you want me to. But how can I empower you to do it yourself? That is my main goal, actually, for my families, to empower them and have absolutely everything that they need in order to be successful. If they need some help from me, that's perfect. But now, like, what I focus the most is to give them everything that they need so they can develop their own voice.